This is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling, with Platinum versus Money in the Bank. I can still get high 2021. Um, the, I'm just going to jump right into this. What was my overall take? Interesting booking decisions, stuff that's going to help them move forward. A couple of things that I feel like we're backtracking a little bit. And it was nice to have a live crowd there. And the return of John Cena was the big story. So we had a Money in the Bank kickoff match, or pre-show match, if you would. Jimmy and Jey Uso against Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio for the SmackDown tag titles in a foregone conclusion match. To have Jimmy and Jey not win seemed remiss, so they did. They won the match. It was what it was. They had a Money in the Bank video package to open the show. Pyro, several ladders. Michael Cole's there. Pat McAfee is wearing cowboy attire because the show's in Texas, you see. Alexa Bliss is out first. Normally, I wouldn't go over the order of the entrances, but this one was silly. She's standing on the second rope. Other people are coming out. Bliss got a reaction. Liv Morgan got a pretty good reaction because she was out second. Nikki Ash came out to a pop, but then that kind of died down. Natalia and Tamina flat as my first girlfriend. Um, Sad. Zelina Vega came out and got some cheers, but they quickly faded. Naomi came out to a good reaction. I find that stuff really interesting of who they've rejected. So those women engage in a Money in the Bank ladder match. You can watch it if you want. This one it really isn't that. Asuka got a huge reaction. You knew she wasn't going to win. At the end of the day, the match I thought was a really good one until the finish because everybody's kind of fighting and trying to get for the briefcase, and then Nikki Ash just kind of climbs up and takes the briefcase off the hook while everybody else is occupied. Who booked that shit? Not that Nikki Ash couldn't have won, but it wasn't a triumph. For some reason, every year they have the two Money in the Bank matches, and one of the matches just has to sort of end. Like Otis last year, the briefcase just kind of fell into his arms. Like they can't just have people win. It's always just got to be kind of an accident. And again, they subtly remind you that this stuff doesn't matter, which I just think is so stupid. Backstage, the Usos are celebrating their title win. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman stands by. Reigns says winning the match is the easy part. Um, kind of takes credit for their win. Uh, but then they have a hug. Next, AJ Styles and Omos, who are the Raw Tag Champs, against the Viking Raiders. Thank God AJ and Omos win. AJ, of course, did the heavy lifting, but Omos, I thought, looked good in the spots that they needed him. And that finisher on Eric looked good, and he pinned him clean. A 13-minute match involving Omos. Somebody worked really hard, or a few people did. Backstage, Kevin Patrick's interviewing Drew McIntyre, who's playing to the Fort Worth crowd by asking him to make some noise. Lame. He delivers a promo. Video package sets up the WWE Championship match. Bobby Lashley and Kofi Kingston. This was a dominant performance. Bobby Lashley kicked the shit out of him. It was really reminiscent to me of Kofi Kingston losing to Brock Lesnar in seconds, except this stretched out to like 7.5 minutes of him getting the fuck beat out of him. I mean, 3 dominators at the end, and then the hurt lock, and the referee calls for the bell because he knocked him out. Yikes. A video package for the Raw Women's Championship match. This was probably the best match on the card, though the result was something that, and again, I hate to be that guy that's like, the result makes it so I don't enjoy it, but it's like, is Rhea Ripley ever going to beat Charlotte Flair? Apparently the answer is no. I mean, Ripley gets caught in the figure eight and taps out. Fucking, fucking lame as shit. Maybe they can decide who's a babyface now. That'll be nice. Then they have the WWE talent eating at Applebee's. Riddle, Shinsuke, Rick Books. It's dumb. Apparently, streaming issues hit everybody at this point. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. You got Riddle and Ricochet, John Morrison, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura. So right off the bat, Ricochet ain't winning this thing. John Morrison's not winning this thing. Kevin Owens and Shinsuke Nakamura are probably not winning this thing. That's bad, right? At the end of the day, Big E wins. That big ending from the ladder into the ring was very, very, very impressive. E won, looked dominant, and then got the briefcase, so that was nice. McIntyre got kind of a mixed reaction when he was close to the briefcase, and WWE foreshadowed that Big E winning with an earlier backstage segment on SmackDown with Paul Heyman, which some people may not like. I actually like it. It's part of Big E's evolution to eventually getting the title has been a slow process, but it feels like a very earned one. Um, they hype up SummerSlam for it's going to be Saturday, August 21st. Yay. Rollins venting to Kevin Patrick that it was his destiny to win that match. He should have been in the Universal title match, but Edge stole that from him. Dun, dun, dun. Um, Reigns was booed coming to the ring, which is great. Edge gets a strong reaction. Roman Reigns and Edge have a ref bump. This match is worth watching, but it's very long. It's more than half an hour. I feel like it could have been 10 minutes shorter, if I'm being honest. At the end of the day, Reigns wins, spears Edge. Rollins attacks Edge and stares down with Reigns. They brawl, and they brawl through the crowd. And then Reigns is like, now the whole world can acknowledge me. John Cena's entrance music played. Threw his hat in. You can't see me. Reigns is watching Cena climb the ropes and play to the crowd. And that's how we go out. So a nice pay-per-view to basically set up Raw and SmackDown. That's where we are in 2021. Not a bad pay-per-view by any stretch of the imagination. Just a few silly decisions, and the crowd's already letting them know that certain things aren't working. So that is interesting too.